Okay, let's give you guys some practice. So find the limit of this. Find the limit of this as x heads towards 0. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, break this up into one fraction and break it up into another fraction. So now, now taking the limit of one thing plus another thing is the same as you taking the limit of one, and then taking the limit of the other thing, and then whatever the two limits are, you can add them together. It would be the same thing. So this would be the same as this. So now this you must know by now that it equals 1, and we spent a lot of time proving this. So we've already proved this. And when it comes to tan, break it up as hang on. So when it comes to tan, break it up as sine x divided by cos. So you must know this by now. When you have an angle, when you have a circle of radius 1 and an angle of theta, the height here is sine, and the across here is cos. So tan is the same as sine theta over cos theta. So so we can put this into the tan, So that becomes one thing divided by another thing. So now when you're here, visualize it as one fraction divided by another thing. So visualize it as sine x over cos x, and then you've got your divide here. So imagine it as this in your mind. So in your mind, imagine it as this, and when you divide a fraction, it gets multiplied to the bottom. So you've got x, you've got this x here, it gets multiplied to the bottom. So you've got x here, and then cos x here. So this whole thing here is the same as this, just written differently. So now break this up into two fractions. So you've got one fraction here, and then another fraction here. So now if you get top times top, that will give you sine x. Bottom times bottom, that will then give you this thing here. So so visualize this as one block multiplying another block. So when you're trying to take the limit of one thing multiplying another thing, that's the same as you taking the limit of one thing and then finding the limit of the other thing, and whatever the two limits are, you can multiply them together. So this is exactly the same as this. Now we know that this equals 1. So this equals 1, and then you times, and then this thing here. As x tends to 0, nothing breaks down here, because if you look at the cos graph, this is 2 pi, cos of 0 is actually 1. So you've got 1 divided by 1. Nothing breaks down here, so it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. So 1 divided by 1 is 1. So 1 times 1 it equals 1. So 1 overall it would be 2. So get a graph plotter and plot this. Plot the function. Plot the function, and then as you can see, as you head towards 0, you can see you're heading towards 2. As you're heading towards 0, you can see you're heading towards 2. Dead on 0 is undefined. That's why you've got this white circle in the middle here. Well, the limit is 2. Okay.